Hello! Fast Brick Studios here, and welcome back guys to week number 14 of building up the LEGO Simpsons Springfield. Let's jump right into it. And we are finally back, guys. Back at building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield once more. Wow, has it been a while, but nevertheless, we're back. And real quick, according to YouTube, nearly 90% of you guys who are watching my videos are not yet subscribed. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing, as it would help me and you out to know when I will upload another video. And while you're at it, drop a like as well. Even Homer supports my content.
Your ideas are intriguing to me, and I wish to subscribe to your newsletter.
But now with all of that being out of the way, let's get back to building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield for week number 14. Alright guys, and jumping right into week number 14 of building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield. Once again, we are finally back at it and continuing this LEGO mock once more. Now with that being said, the progress that I'm hoping to get done with in this week's episode is continue where we left off in the previous updates, with continuing upon building up more of the attic and sprinkling in a lot more details up in here. Still a lot more work to go with like all of the planks, and of course, how can we forget adding in more water heaters for March. But then aside from that there, just sprinkling in a lot more details going throughout the entire Simpsons house, maybe making a couple of improvements here and there, focusing upon building up more of the garage as it's kind of hollow at the moment and could really use a little bit more detail and sprucing up in here. But then once all of that is complete, I am happy to announce that we'll be beginning to build Moe's Tavern up next. In fact, I already have the first bricklink order in to be getting a little bit of it built, mainly in terms of interior, a little bit of the exterior, but mainly interior with all of the dark green bricks, and just getting a basic understanding of size and just how it's going to be looking like in the end. But with all of that being said, we've got quite a bit of building ahead of us here, so without further ado, let's jump right in and continue building the LEGO Simpsons Springfield once more. Alright guys, and jumping right into the very first update of the week here, I've gotten quite a bit of progress done to the entire upper half of the Simpsons house. And now taking a much closer look at that progress, first off, probably the most noticeable of which addition is all of the wooden planks now running up into the attic. I've gotten nearly all of them now in place, still a couple to go here and there, but for the most part, that is all complete. And now the attic is really much looking how it's supposed to. Apart from that there, I've as well added in some more boxes up here. I do plan on adding in more Easter eggs up into the attic, but for what we have going on right now, I think it's a really good start. I've gotten the retractable ladder now in place to where I can go down and get the minifigures up into the attic. And I've added in another water heater. Probably will be adding in many more in the near future as well. Now moving down over into the second floor, I've gotten a bit more progress in here. But wait. Homer's back at it again with his sandwich. Nice.
You've been eating that thing for a week. I think the mayonnaise is starting to turn.
2 more feet and I can fit it in the fridge.
Homer, I found this behind the radiator. I really think you should throw it away.
Suggestion noted. Marge, I'd like to be alone with the sandwich for a moment.
Are you going to eat it?
Yes.
But anyhow, getting back over into the entirety of the second floor to the Simpsons house. The other progress that I've made in here, if we go over into the treasure room, you guys can see I've added in a bunch of 1x1 round tiles just to represent all of the coins going in here, and probably will be adding in many more in the near future. And finally, as the last little bit of progress that I was able to get done within this update is within the garage. It's really just the slightest, ever so slightest amount of progress, but nevertheless, you guys can see that I've placed a box right off on the side, and I've attached a couple of tools going onto the workbench. But aside from that, nothing else really. But I do plan on adding in a lot more boxes going into the garage, just cluttering it up more and more, but all of that will probably be done sometime in the near future. I need to make a bricklink order to where I can get all of those parts in, probably more even into the attic, and just finish up on all of the other minor little additions going into the Simpsons house. So until then, the Simpsons house is considered complete. With the good majority of the exterior and interior complete, I think we are now able to move on with this project. It's time to build Moe's Tavern. Let's get designing. Alright guys, and jumping right into the very next update of the week here, I've gotten some pretty good progress done over to Moe's Tavern. With this being the first update of it, I think we have a pretty good understanding towards what we want to have done. And now taking a much closer look to all of this, starting off with the wooden border down below, a little bit of Lego geometry involved in the end, using 2x2 inverted Lego bracket pieces attached to a plate, and then finally attached to the 1x2 tiles, and the end effect looks very much how it's supposed to. And so with that being done, I'll be replicating it over to the rest of Moe's Tavern once we get all of that built. As other things go, I've attached a couple of pool sticks into the pool stick holder, and I've given the door entrance a little bit more of a jut out. Flipping the model around, there really isn't too much progress done on this side just yet, aside from a couple of medium nougat bricks being placed right here, and with having the overall borders being in place. I have as well built the other window border that's supposed to be going right off on the wall, right here, the much larger one, but that will be attached sometime in the near future, once we probably get a little bit more of the medium nougat walls built up. But that right there is all of the progress that we were able to get done within this week's episode. Building up the Simpsons house even more, and getting a start upon building Moe's Tavern. But with all of that being in mind, let's move out into the outro and finish off week number 14. And there we are guys, at the end of week number 14 to be building up the Lego Simpsons Springfield. And guys, within this week's episode, we have finally moved away from building the Simpsons house and moved on to building Moe's Tavern. I will be going back to the Simpsons house, however, sometime in the near future, once I get the bricklink order in, so I can get all of those smaller, finer additions attached into the Simpsons house. But for the time being, we're moving on and building Moe's Tavern for a change. Next week, we will be continuing the construction to Moe's and seeing how much more are we able to build. So stay tuned for all of that there. But with all of that being considered, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and comment down below in the comment section of what are your guys' thoughts on Springfield so far. But with all of that being said, keep on building, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.